What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of The Long Dark. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. And we actually made it to a house with a bear nipping at our heels. Is it still nipping, though? Like, I imagine like a Chihuahua nips. A Pomeranian nips. A Yorkie nips. A bear, on the other hand, I think we should call that like Chompz. Or we should call that like Maws. Or like, Mwah, doing like bear stuff, you know what I mean? He was talking mad shit while he was running up on us, too. I'm not feeling him. Brundle the bear is kind of an asshole. He's got arrows sticking out of his back, though, so if I had that kind of unresolved medical issue, I'd probably be a douchebag, too. I mean, if I just had to walk around all day with arrows sticking out of my back and nobody ever offered to fix it for me, I virtually guarantee I'd be an asshole.
Nobody needs this anymore.
Tin of coffee will be nice, actually. That's a really, really nice item to have. I don't think we're freezing to death or anything yet, either, and I'm actually sort of glad that we're inside of a house that is a real house. I was concerned about this. We're inside of a house right now that can actually, like, do something for us, which is great. I'm going to eat the beef jerky. I just got to start, like, eliminating stuff from my inventory that's non-vital. A lot of the cloth, I think we could probably spend some time tonight, maybe. I'm not going to use that. We have matches. I don't see us utilizing that. In a real survival situation, absolutely, I would keep that lens with me. But we've got 2 sets of decent tools. No, don't need it. I wouldn't carry around any of that with me because we're not going to have time to fix anything anyways. I would say to get rid of one of those. For these right here, I would say actions, just harvest it and get the fuel back. We've got to kill some time anyways because the bear's outside. We don't really have much to do with the rest of our day to begin with. So get the fuel back, the 46 liters, and then break that shit and get it out of our inventory so we're not carrying around huge weights of stuff. I will carry around the twigs with me because I don't know when I'm going to need to start a fire out in the middle of, you know, a random hillside or whatever. Now would probably be an okay time to start running repairs on some of our stuff that's damaged. I would say, yeah, get in there, repair that stuff. We got a couple of hours of light left, and it seems like a waste to me not to get this done. So there you go. We've got perfect socks now. Those are a little beat up, but they're fine. I will repair these. I wonder if I level up faster in this because it's a challenge. Or if you like level up at the exact same rate that you normally level up at. It would seem to me that speeding it up for the challenges, if you've got like a limited time allotment, or if you're like running from something or whatever, might be an okay idea. I've never seen like long johns that have a belt on them before. I don't know if that's a belt or if that's just elastic right there. All the ones that I've ever had just have elastic right there, but that looks like it has a belt. Kind of impressive. We got the expensive. We got the really, really nice stuff. We got some new wool mittens right there. Don't think I'll mess with those. We're at 7 and 3. I really, really, really wish. Part of the problem is that we're just wearing underwear right now. Our upper body's good, our head is good, our hands are good, our feet are good, but we have no pants on. Luckily, this place does have a lot of domiciles inside of it, like locations where people live at, so we should be able to go through some drawers and maybe find ourselves some goodies in here. Even extra pairs of long johns I wouldn't complain about. I'd be happy with anything it'll give us. But so far, it looks like we are striking out. Sweatshirt. I'm looking for stuff more for the below the waist region, please. Pants. There we go. Rugged cargo pants. I'll take that. We've got a windbreaker right there, too, which actually you can scoff at, but we don't have an outer layer. So throw it on. As far as pants go, absolutely wear those. And then what we'll want to do is we'll want to repair the shit out of them. We just want to, I mean, there's shit in the bottom of them. It happens sometimes when you get used pants. There's just going to be some dookie in the bottom. You're going to have to learn to live with that if you're going to make a real professional gamble at wearing other people's pants. Occasionally, there's going to be something in the bottom of those pants you ain't going to like. It's going to happen. It's going to happen from time to time. Some people have wondered, so people ask me in the comments, they said my voice sounds different lately. I got a new microphone, and then on top of that, I've kind of given up on the whole like radio voice thing because it makes my throat hurt. And I get the feeling it's probably bad for me doing it like 6 hours a day. So I'm just going to use my real voice from now on. I'm not going to like ham it up and be like, welcome to the radio, with my voice all like low, speaking from my chest and shit anymore. You get what you get. I mean, we got some pants out of there. That's pretty good. We got a pants and we got a worn windbreaker. I actually repair that too. Although most of the time you'll get like some kind of polyester or some kind of sewing kit is broken beyond repair. However, our windbreaker's looking pretty good. We're still on beginner status. So we're in Pleasant Valley right now. That means to get out of Pleasant Valley, I've got to find my way. Ew. We're in Pleasant Valley. I don't actually know my way around Pleasant Valley. I know that we get here via a mine. My assumption is that whenever the road actually runs out, there's that grove of trees that we saw in the last playthrough off to the right-hand side of the road. But that's assuming that I'm even going in the right direction. Hard to tell. Hard to tell indeed. Get the storm lantern out, please. Let's have a look around for what might be remaining. I do have a drawer on this side, although typically I use my bedside drawer, not for socks. I just keep it for knickknacks and like watches and all kinds of random stuff on the side of my bed. So, you know, if you're planning on burgling my house, that's where it is. I keep receipts there for like jewelry purchases that I've made for like my wife and stuff like that. There's all kinds of crap in my bedside drawer. All kinds of random things. How long is it going to take me? 6 minutes? Yeah, break that down real fast. Got nothing better to do anyways. So if there's like cloth or anything else laying around that we can make use of. Ooh, mucklucks. Ooh. Yeah. Also some new wool socks. We just actually, if I had walked past that, I would have felt like a bit of a dunce. Let's put on the new wool socks. Putting on some mucklucks right now, too. Hells yeah, we got mucklucks at the moment. Tearing it up. Dude, mucklucks are so comfortable. Although there's a difference between mucklucks, there's two types of shoes that Inuits and like northern people wear. There's mucklucks and there's another kind. One of them is waterproof and the other is not. That's the main difference. I don't remember if mucklucks are the waterproof ones or not. But one of them are super, there's like mucklucks and I can't remember the name of the other word. I remember Les Stroud talking about it when he was doing his Alaskan survival, where there was like polar bears and shit around. I remember him talking about it briefly. I'm actually going to drink the stuff that's heavier for right now. And then we'll finish that off right there. Because we are overweight for the first time in this playthrough. I mean, there's lots of stuff I could ditch. But what we'll need to do is we'll need to harvest some of these socks because we don't need to carry around socks with us. The cloth will be much more useful. I would just harvest socks until the morning time. And drop that because it's no longer useful. Those are at 22, so yeah, harvest the cloth out of those too. It'd be interesting if you got varying qualities of cloth too, although that might introduce too much complication to the game. So let's say that you break down some shitty gloves, you get like shitty cloth. Got a new sweatshirt, a new hoodie. I don't think we're going to need the flannel. Although I would just stack the flannel. Sometimes the rules for clothing in video games like this where you stack it up are a little bit silly because obviously you could wear a flannel underneath a sweatshirt, 2 sweatshirts and a jacket. No problem, you could do that. I'm just stoked that we got pants out of this place. I'm really, really happy that we got pants out of here. If we hadn't gotten pants, I would have just been like, ugh. All is lost. We're walking around in the snow in our underwear. Walking around in your underwear is pretty awesome. You should try it sometime if you've never done it before. I walk around my house in my underwear all the time. I do it constantly. It's like a major side quest for me. It's just walking around the house X amount of hours a day in my underwear. Where did the bed go? Damn it. I know we're right in front of the bed. They're going to make me light a damn match. Luckily, we have like a trillion of... How did I get in the bathroom? Dude, weird stuff happening. Weird stuff happening. Sleep till morning. That'll help us get our condition back up. There's nothing better to do. Actually, that'll give us enough time to kind of... Across the street, there's another house, too, that I wanted to take a look at. Got a couple hours of darkness left. Well, shit, that sucks. I suppose I would just pass time for a couple of hours. Wait till it starts getting a little bit lighter in here, and then I'll cancel that out, and we'll stop dicking around. I am going to upend some dog food here, because we don't have anything better to eat.
Surrounded by snow and nothing to drink.
And in general, you don't want to eat snow either, because it'll lower your core temperature, which is actually a big danger. A lot of people make that assumption. They're like, oh, I'm out in the snow. Nothing can happen to me right now. I'll just shove a thing of snow in my mouth, and that's where I'll get my water from. It lowers your core temperature. In general, not advised unless, you know... Not advised unless you have a warm place to stay in a fire. At which point, by all means, go ahead and eat some snow if you want to. Let's step outside and see what horror awaits us. Brundle, are you out here, you douchebag? Go in the door. There's a wolf out here, so I think Brundle was on the bridge back there, but there was a wolf. Oh. This is actually a dilapidated... Hey, a can opener! Hell yeah, I don't gotta waste my knife anymore. Messing around trying to open up cans. And in fact, I'm gonna sit and sharpen my knife for a little bit. We've got tons of whetstones, so we might as well, and it'll make our sharpening better. It eats up 15 minutes every time we do this. Makes our knife more efficient. It's still the earlier part of the day, too, where I really wouldn't recommend going outside and traveling. Once we've got the clothing to travel, this is not going to be a tough challenge. I think it's just starting off at such a steep disadvantage in a location that's really, really apt to kill you that I think puts you in a tough spot. Puts you in a really tough spot. In fact, the start for this challenge is so much worse than the start for some of the other challenges. So sharpening is there. It's at 37. Fire starting, even with all the fires that we've started, still a little bit rough. For sharpening, where's sharpening as a skill? I don't see it in here. Is it part of our mending? Mending cloth items. No, it's not, so... Doesn't look like it scrolls. Huh. I guess sharpening skill is independent as of right now. Give me my lantern because I still can't see very well in here. At this point, we're kind of past scavenging stuff. We're just looking for openings to make our run for it now. We've got more than enough supplies to last us a great deal of time, so I wouldn't stress too much. If I shoot something with a flare, does it like hurt it? Or does it just scare it off? It's minus 16 outside. Might be better just to give it a couple minutes. Let's go back inside. I don't want to waste our coldness like this, but I think we're getting closer to the mine. I think the mine is in this direction. I mean, to be fair, the game's pretty generous. It starts you with a bedroll and some other stuff. If they really, really, really wanted to strap on the difficulty, they could. No lie. They could make this challenge a lot worse than it is right now. Like, if they just started with a bandage, and then that first little room didn't have, like, a bedroll in it or anything like that, and no flares, you would be kind of at the mercy of all the things out here that want to kill you. I think our temperature's probably getting better at this point. I'm going to ditch those socks. Drink a bit more water to get our dry mouth taken care of. We're still underweight, so that's good. We're not, having trouble with any of this. I'm going to eat some of the peanut butter, although the thought of just shoving peanut butter in my mouth seems kind of gnarly. I don't think I would enjoy that experience very much, but that is a survival tactic. What you can do is you can take peanut butter and bread, and it'll make you feel full longer. So that's a little bit of a urban survival technique, actually, in case you had never heard about it before. You can take bread, so like white bread, whatever's cheapest that you can get for like 45 cents. You take the white bread. Once you've got the white bread, you take that and you dip it in peanut butter, or you put peanut butter in the center of it and you roll it up into a ball and you eat that, so it's like a really dense mass. And if you can get that in your stomach, that will actually, calorically, it doesn't provide for you. But in terms of making you feel full, just so your stomach doesn't hurt, work perfectly fine. And then in addition, you can take a bread ball and roll it in Tang for like a little desserty snack if you're trying to get some sugar into your system, but you don't want to just like put powdered Tang in your mouth. You can roll a bread ball up in between your hands until it turns into kind of a dough ball, and then you put it inside of a jar of Tang and you shake it, and it'll make you kind of like a cake almost. That's another little urban survival food you can eat. I forget where I heard about that. I think I heard about it on some HBO show where this guy was showing you how to like live homeless or something like that. I don't know. I pick up weird survival tactics from all over the place. We do have a road cut right there. Wonder if this goes to the mine. If it does, there's a cave over here. So if there's a cave, there is. Okay, so this is the direction we want to go in right now. We're on a really, really good path. I think we're finally making some progress. And from here, actually, it's just going to be a measure of can I sprint across all of the maps before I freeze to death to get to the hunter's cabin and shoot the goddamn bear. Although the bear concerns me a little bit. One bullet usually doesn't do it for a bear in this game. Normally it takes you 2 or 3. So ideally, I'd like to take him back to the hunter's cabin. I got my bedroll right. Okay. Just trying to make sure. A bedroll in this game is really, really easy to leave behind on accident. It's one of those items that I frequently forget. Just because if you're on the run or you're trying to do anything quickly, it's really, really simple to screw that up. I'll probably get some old man's beard over here just to let my stamina come back for a minute. We have no bear on us, which is great. We're on the path that will take us to the whaling camp, which I'll probably hit lightly. I probably actually won't scavenge the whaling camp that hard because now that we're on track, I'm trying to make good time. We did get jammed up a little bit, but we've got so much food on us right now that I actually don't really feel the need to scavenge any further. I think we're in a really, really solid position to complete this challenge. We've just got to find the will and the way to sort of max it out and do our thing. I think if we can stay on the move and we can avoid little side excursions and distractions and things like that, I think we'll be solid. We are cold at the moment, but I think this road right here leads to the mine. This one that goes like straight up. I think. Like, I recognize where I'm at now, but there's still a little bit of ambiguity with regards to my directions. I do think this goes back to the mine, because this is going to go up there and it's going to cut to the right along like a little berm, I think. How's our energy level doing? It's not quite there yet, so I'm going to wait till it gets back up higher. But yeah, if we can make it out the opposite side of the mine today, after having gathered up a whole bunch of things to make our survival easier, we're in good shape. This challenge definitely front-loaded a little bit, although I'm sure the bear has extra tricks to pull out. I'm sure as you get to a certain space, the bear just starts all out hauling and chasing you the entire time. It's easy to forget that we're on the first zone right now, kind of waiting to see what the bear does. But yeah, this is the right spot. I recognize that tree trunk. Probably get up in here and grab that old man's beard too so that I can make an old man's beard wrapping. If I can make 2 or 3 old man's beard wrappings, that kind of relieves me of having to carry around like a ½ kilogram's worth of antiseptic all the time, which is actually a pretty big investment to your weight with regards to like your overall status. It's a big investment. 0.5 adds up. It adds up really, really quickly. Ooh, wool scarf. Yes, please. Yeah, I'll throw that on right now. Is it still cold in here? Or are we good? Looks like we're good. So let's go ahead and get the lantern fired up. Don't want to break that down with a hacksaw. I just want to kind of have a look around for anything like MREs, anything that might be very, very useful to me. Before we go out the other end of the mine, what we'll try and do is we'll try and repair the scarf and get some of our clothing back up to better cloth acuity, I guess. A better sharpness to our cloth and our dress and our make. Down here there should be a dead end, I think. No, that loops back down around the bottom of that center area, I think. And then this will take us out on the little platform on this side. Yeah. I know that because we just did this in a previous episode. No gun, no bullets, nothing useful. Wood matches and a candy bar, sure. Great, good stuff. I'm going to drop down right here. We will keep a lookout to the floor for anything what might be useful. I don't know if the bear could chase us down here into the cave. I have seen a bear down here in these caves before. That was in a very, very previous version, though. Or maybe it was just my mind making up tricks on me, but there's a torch right there if we wanted to save some lantern fuel. Seems all right to me. Let's break out the torch. A torch is just weight, so we might as well burn it now. Makes you feel warmer, too, by a couple of degrees. That used to actually be an exploit that would work great, is you could wield a torch everywhere that you went. And when you had a torch, you could walk around like a snowstorm, and the torch would still bring you up to like 5 Celsius, just because it counted, the fire system in this game counted the torch as being a campfire that you were carrying with you. And so it was a super easy way to kind of exploit and win the game. Extra flare right there. I'm not going to take the tools, though. Not going to take the tools. That's too much weight for me. Energy's looking okay. We've got 9 hours of daylight left. We've got some beef jerky right there, which I'm not going to scoff at. I will take that along with me. We also have crates full of coal. We have a rifle cleaning kit that I don't think is going to be any kind of useful. this might be a decent spot. I know we're a little bit low on tinder. Damn. I was going to say, this might be a good spot to get a crowbar. But it doesn't look like we lucked out like that. Shit. A lot of locked cabinets in this one. Kind of keeping us from being able to get the things we need. I think there's been 6 or 7 so far that we've gone past that have been locked cabinets that had we a crowbar, we'd be able to work our way in. I'd like to see a lockpicking game added on in where like maybe you find lockpicks very, very rarely and you can level up lockpicking too. The more stuff you add to the game, the better off I feel like it's going to be. I know the developers have like a release list of things, like a laundry list anyways, of stuff that they're working on right now. I think that's the way out, whereas this should lead down to a dead end. Yeah, with a dead guy and a storm lantern. I'll take the storm lantern just to say I have it with me. Yeah, it's an okay time as ever to drop the torch. I didn't really want him to drop it, but it's like I could extinguish it and whatever. This thing's going to run out of fuel pretty quickly too. If I find a crowbar in any of these places, I will strongly consider going back down and breaking into those cabinets because they might have parkas or something for me. But nope, doesn't look like it. I wonder if they give you like 1 bullet with the rifle. That would be the really, really cruel way for the developers to do it. You get to the hunting lodge, and you get the bullet, or you get the bullet, and they're sitting on the counter right there, a rifle with 1 bullet, and you just have to be like, oh my god. Tense. Super tense making that shot. Alright, so outhouse, a little bit of water right there. Absolutely sounds great. Anything consumable is what I'm interested in taking right now. Plastic containers got nothing for me. Outhouse, don't think we're going to spend a ton of time digging around in there. A little bit of accelerant, though, if things go wrong. Sounds great. We've got a tin of coffee. Cool. And another flare. Alright, so with the last couple minutes of our time, what I'd like to do is we're going to use a can opener to open that on up. We're going to eat like 750 calories of that. We're going to drink. And then from there, we're going to work on repairing some of the stuff we have on us. Oh, that actually wasn't even a full dinner for me. Good. Fantastic. Great. I will probably drop off some of this wood then, because we're now inside of zones that I know. And our clothing has gotten better to where even inside of like basic buildings, we should be all right. Those buildings are so basic. All they care about is material things. I throw that on real fast. And I think the thing that I'm looking to repair is going to be my scarf. So let's get that moving. I don't care how many times I fail. We're going to get this scarf repaired. It gives us a 60% repair, which is going to put it basically back up to 100%. There we go. And so the scarf is now providing quite a bit more warmth for us. That's adding almost a full degree. We're still missing 2 slots for pants, which will probably bring us up like the extra little bit of a difference. We've got 7 hours of daylight left. I'm going to break out the flare gun one more time. With 7 hours of daylight left, we should be able to make it back down to... I forget where this pops out, actually. I think it pops out next to the... We're at -5 right now. Kind of sounds like we might have an Ursine problem up here. We do. We're going to have to wait for the bear to go away. This is one of the downsides to popping out kind of in an easy spot. Is that if he's got us camped right there, there's not going to be a ton of things we can do about that. I'm going to say bedroll up for right now. We need a couple hours of sleep anyways. So let's get 3 hours of sleep. That'll bring our energy bar up slightly. But more importantly, it's going to shuffle Senor Bear around. Senor. I don't hear the sound of footsteps. So I'm going to press ahead with a little bit of aggression. Okay, I know where I'm going at this point, so we're just going to try and make as much progress as possible. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of The Long Dark. I will see you all in future episodes and iterations. If you like what I do here on the channel, don't forget to check out the Patreon. In addition, make sure you check out this game. Seriously, you're really missing out if you haven't played this game. It's really, really quite exquisite. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.